Jesus is confessed by all creation. Prove me wrong. If Jesus isn't God, then why does every tongue confess him? Philippians 2:10-11 says, "At the name of Jesus, every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord." But in the Old Testament, only God is to be worshipped. Isaiah 45:23. Skeptics, can you explain this? The humiliation before glory. The night was dark. Jesus stood before Pilate, bruised and beaten. The crowd shouted for his death. The soldiers mocked him. The religious leaders scoffed. "If you are the king, save yourself," they jeered. Jesus remained silent. The King of Kings did not fight back. The Lord of Glory did not call down angels. The Creator of the universe allowed himself to be led away, to die. But death was not the end, the exaltation of Jesus. 3 days later, everything changed. The tomb was empty. The stone was rolled away. The Roman guards trembled in fear. Jesus had risen, and then his disciples remembered his words. "The Son of Man must suffer, be killed, and on the third day rise again." The one they crucified was now alive forevermore. But this was just the beginning. The name above every name. Years later, Paul wrote to the church in Philippi and declared a shocking truth. God has highly exalted him and given him the name above every name. Not just a great name, not just an honored name, but the highest name. And then Paul quoted Isaiah 45:23, where God alone speaks, "To me every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess." But Paul applied this verse to Jesus. At the name of Jesus, every knee will bow in heaven, on earth, and under the earth. And every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. If only God is to be confessed by all creation, then why does the Bible say that Jesus will be the authority of Jesus? The disciples had no doubt who Jesus was. After his resurrection, they worshipped him. Thomas fell to his knees and cried, "My Lord and my God." John 20:28. John saw a vision of Jesus and collapsed in awe. Revelation 1:17. The angels in heaven worship him. Revelation 5:12-13. And Paul declared that one day all creation, angels, demons, kings, peasants, every human who ever lived will bow and confess that Jesus is Lord. But wait, God said in Isaiah, "To me every knee will bow." If Jesus isn't God, why does the Bible say the same thing will happen to him? The challenge to skeptics. Here's the challenge. If Jesus isn't God, explain this. The Old Testament says, "To me every knee will bow, and every tongue will swear allegiance." Isaiah 45:23. Yet the New Testament says, "At the name of Jesus every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess that he is Lord." Philippians 2:10-11. If only God is to be worshipped, then why does all creation bow to Jesus? If Jesus isn't God, why does the Bible give him the honor due only to God? No prophet ever made this claim. No angel ever took this title. No religious leader ever dared to say this. So if Jesus isn't God, prove me wrong. The unshakable truth. Jesus wasn't just a teacher. He is the Lord of all. He is the one whom every knee will bow before. He is the one every tongue will confess as Lord, because he is God. And his promise still stands today. "Whoever confesses me before men, I will confess before my Father in heaven." Matthew chapter 10:32. Closing and call to action. The question is, do you believe it? If you believe Jesus is God, type "Jesus is Lord" in the comments. If you don't, explain this passage. For more powerful Bible truths, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Jesus is Lord, and every knee will bow. Will you confess him today?